He would say, look, this is what's gonna be on the test. These are the chapters you need to study.
That's right, brother.
Oh, they don't have books. They don't take books home.
Oh, really?
No. The books are expensive, the principal says, and he don't want them to,
So everything is online now.
No. Everything is not online, and they don't take books
Quite a
home.
few freelancers who make it.
So while they're in school,
You do all you can.
you teach from the books in school.
Right. But to reinforce it, they can't, Yeah, sometimes I tell them, I know, I say, well, you have the phone, use it for good. Take some pictures of what we've been on.
That's true.
I know,
You
right?
take pictures of
Everything else.
Uh-huh.
Take pictures of everything
Oh, I
else.
can't make that
Wow,
because I
that's
don't
right.
have a book. I said, take a picture.
One of the people maybe as well, so.
No,
I'd
they don't
say,
have
you
books.
know,
Wow.
over the next half hour.
I think that's
surprised
horrible.
to see the person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I guess everybody's trying to move away from that. They're saving money. Because the same thing with Jenny School.
But everything is online for her though, right? Yeah, you see, that's the difference.
Everything is online, books and everything.
Yeah.
We don't even have math books. Everything is online.
That's from children, man. What kind of stuff is that?
So I
You just said I had
figure if
seen
you
your
don't
cell
want
phone.
the, if you
Never.
don't have books, then
I said them
everything should be online.
children.
They had one in the car, man. I ain't nothing this morning.
They have one? You get one?
They had one in the car over here.
One of them, Joseph?
Yes.
If something wasn't clear in class,
You gave it to
go
them?
home and look at
Yes.
it. Yes.
You like just really just
How did
figuring out what's going on. I mean, it's really, everybody.
you sound very confused.
Yeah, I wish I would have got this early. I would have probably printed this off, brother Michael.
Here come the big boy.
Like he never was small.
Oh, me. I mean.
He is so observant. How many months is he now?
He'll be 4 months in a few
Oh,
days.
that's a 4-month-old baby.
That little boy, he looks it.
That's a mystery.
Oh,
I just told her. I said she got them two pretty little babies.
Uh-huh.
And she said he pretty too. I said, but I think there's more to him than just being pretty. He got stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is so observant.
He's very observant.
Look, he following everybody.
Yeah, he stops. He sees stuff with moves, he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very observant.
Well, he's not gonna be like his grandfather.
Bruh.
God, it is
Dude. The easel is all on my teeth. Where's it on? The people, people see enough?
No, nobody watching.
Is she a rubber cut him?
Genesis, are you finished eating?
No, I can't.
Stop playing with me.
Dude, I'm not.
I remember Janae carried me, and before you know they were running around. He's gonna be running
And so,
around
and so,
too.
but
Oh,
Sammy trying to ride a bicycle already. I can tell you what song we not singing today. Hang on. We missing the main ingredient. We supposed to sing Hang On. That ain't happening today.
Just started.
What we gonna do? Me keep singing Hang On the whole song? That ain't gonna work.
wait, is it still a car?
Wait, how about that? This one full of cotton?
That man coming back?
Shabbat shalom, everybody. We have assembled this morning. Let's stand for chant the prayer, and we're gonna press on this morning. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for He is good. Yes, He is good. Oh yes. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for He is good. Yes, He is good. For He is worthy. He is worthy. worthy, for he is good. Yes, he is good, for he is worthy. Oh, yes, worthy, for he is good. Yes, he is good. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good. Yes, he is good. Oh, yes. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good. Yes, he is good. For he is worthy. Oh, yes, worthy. For he is good. Yes, he is good. For he is worthy. Oh, yes, worthy. For he is good. Yes, he is good. Father of lights, we say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for allowing us to see and behold the blessings of another Shabbat. Thank you, Father. It's a sign between you, Father, and your people.
Yes.
When we meet in agreement as such, Father, for this is the exercising of your covenant relationship. How can we say we love thee, lest we walk in the light? Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the light of salvation. Thank you for your Son, his blood, which covers a multitude of sins. Thank you for waking us up this morning, for bringing us here safely, Heavenly Father.
Bless you.
Feeding us this morning, Heavenly Father, and putting it on our minds to know to serve you in spirit and in truth. Father, grant the increase, Heavenly Father, to all those who are en route. Bless them, O Heavenly Father, and bless this study, bless this service, bless this day, bless this fellowship. Bless all those, O Heavenly Father, who count themselves, O Heavenly Father, as children of the Most High. Hallelujah. In the name of your darling Son, Yahushua Mashiach. May you also keep, O Heavenly Father, our dear, O Heavenly Father, daughter and sister, Paige Anders, right now. Right now, Father. As only you, Heavenly Father, can do. Father, we say thank you, for she is in great hands, O Heavenly Father. Because we know that you sit high, look low, and that you, Heavenly Father, have your angels encamped around you. In the name of your darling Son, Yahushua Mashiach, keep the family at large. We say hallelujah. 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 Bless his name. Seated. Peace out. Hallelujah. We get started and we just, as I said, just to acknowledge, I did email this to everyone, so you have it on your phones and all of that. Should you want it, it's a PowerPoint, so I don't know how easy and accessible, but next week we'll have it back on video for the continuation as we go forward. But these are familiar passages, so Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23. We begin with this Shabbat for what and why it is. Leviticus 23, and I'll press forward, but if you have a question, if you have a thought, anything, whatever, let's slow it down to engage as we go along. Because Leviticus 23 and 2 says, speaking to the children of Israel, say unto them concerning the feast of Yah, proclaim to be holy convocations. These are my feasts. Father has decided that Pesach is a holy time. No man can change it. You can simply just miss out on the blessing. That's all it is, because it's a holy time. You can just miss the boat. But the time is holy, and it's holy according to your understanding. And that's important, because suppose you don't have it all right, but your heart is all right as you have it. Well, that's what Yeshua's blood. That's exactly what Yeshua came to bridge the gap to someone who is striving to keep his law and do things right, but yet may have erred. Moses, great man, hit a rock once. The kingdom is over. The journey is over. Moses had a lot of good years, but I'm sorry, you can go ahead and take your seat. Aside from Yeshua's blood. So that's why, as we know that not every group of Sabbath keepers are all doing everything exactly the same and exactly the same time. Mean well in what you're doing and do it to the fullest understanding of that, how the relationship is with the Father. And make him to know that you have an open mind to hear his voice. Should he choose to lead you in any way to to change, modify, alter, but just know that, as Hezekiah said, if your heart is prepared to see Yah, you are well. It's a well done feast. So the 6 days, he says, verse 3, 6 days work be done, 7 days the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation, the Sabbath of Yah in all your dwellings. Verse 4, these are my feasts, holy convocations, proclaim them in their seasons. And a holy convocation, Strong's. Holy convocation, Strong's. 47, 44. What is a holy convocation by definition?
Assembly.
An assembly, yes ma'am. What type of assembly? What level or if you would describe that assembly with a word, what would be the magnitude of the assembly?
Set apart.
Set apart, yes, sacred. Set apart, sacred. Both the same. Yes. It is not just, okay, we're gonna get together. No, this is a high time. An important time. It is a serious time. So the Father has 7 days throughout a whole year. These are serious moments. And I'm telling you in advance. So therefore, it's a date now, because now it's serious for the Father, and He's sharing the information. Now you have to decide to lead Him in His commandments. He just told you that they're sacred. So a sacred event is not something that you would want to approach with lackluster, but if things all worked out. He gave you the opportunity. The weekly, Mother knew a long time ago, the weekly Shabbat, it's going to work out for most people. Man like time off. I'm going to tell them 6 days of labor, 1 day of work, they're going to be off for 2 days off. They're going to be down there, they totally fine with 5 and 2. Some of them don't want the money, but they'll be fine with 5 and 2. So He knows that. But you notice that how Father has not put the same kind of pressure on us for His new moons and His high days? Because He knows for the new moons, that can fall anywhere on the calendar, month to month. Will that work with every job to just flow with that being a day of no work? Father knew what we would be working with. So He did not make this a bind around our neck that would make us, how do I serve Him and man, and make it all work out. So therefore, we don't have a no work obligation at all for the new moon. But yet He says worship. So He's given us the freedom to work out the timing and engagement to Him. But for these 7 days, He's giving you a calendar. And He's saying, I want you now to show me that conveniences is the only time you're going to serve. I want you to plan to meet me in advance. I want you to plan. So that's what His calendar, Leviticus 23, gives us a pre-planned calendar to say, y'all gonna get time off. Y'all gonna choose to do you or choose to do me. Is it gonna be about taking the kids, and going out, out to, Disney World and this and that? That's nice. Or are you going to do what? Seek ye first the kingdom and all its righteousness, and then enjoy your funds. This is His 10%, you can say. Father's looking for, I'm giving you the information, preparation is the approach, and no servile work is to be done. Do we work on the Sabbath?
We do. We could do something.
But I mean,
No.
no servile work, and that's his key. No servile work, which means no servitude for man's work. That's the depth of that specification. I mean, because in reality, do we do any work in this house as it relates to this work? And we think about what the Levi do.
Yeah.
I mean, they slaughtered. Oh, they got bloody. I mean, they got down and dirty on the Sabbath. So if you look at the essence of work as a word, some work is done. But the Sabbath has many meanings. You celebrate, you worship, you feast, you this, you rest. There's a time for everything.
Right.
But what you don't do is you serve man, and it goes back to that phrase, set apart. So that what you're doing for God's house is holy. There is a holy work, a holy manifestation of things to do, and it's just making sure that you understand. No servile work is what Father says is not to be done. We know for the weekly Sabbath, it says no work. For the high days, it says no servile work. So he's even increasing it, but we still know that there will be things that have to be done that will need to be done. If you can go get your cow out the ditch on the Sabbath, then there are things that need to be done and that the Father understands. But it don't need to be serving man. That's what it is. So therefore, and that's the choice. He's saying prepare to make sure that we are in line, ready to do that. Verse 5, the 14th day of the first month is Yah's Passover. The 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now when you go back, he says, I'm going to proclaim holy convocations. So that's the opening statement. Holy convocations, sacred assemblies. But then once he starts with verse 5, the 14th day of the first month of even is Yah's Passover. The 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days you'll eat it. The first day you'll have a holy convocation, verse 8, and then the 7th day is a holy convocation. So what are the holy convocations? What are the dates of the holy convocation? He just not gave us a list summary of right there, a snapshot. But that's a very important question because as we see many who do their feasting, say again,
15th, 21st.
15th to the 21st. Those are the holy convocations. But how many dates were recognized?
The first and the last.
What are those three though?
Pesach, the 1st and 11th.
The 14th, the 15th, and the 21st. But his opening was, these are my holy convocations, my sacred assemblies. But which one is not? Which date is not a holy convocation and sacred assembly?
Those that fall in between, the middle ones.
Well, of those three, which of those three?
Passover.
Passover. The 14th is not in itself a sacred assembly or a holy convocation. Yes, ma'am.
So when we meet, it's not so much that because we meet between the evenings so we can get Passover and then come into the first day of unleavened bread. We do the Passover Seder, but we're really meeting because of that first day of unleavened bread.
Yes, ma'am. The answer is we are meeting that our assembly is on the feast of unleavened bread on the 15th.
Now, aren't there some people who do Passover, then they come back the next day?
There's a majority that do Passover and then come back on the 15th. The majority of the Sabbath keeping, commandment keeping world do 2 days. From Judaism to the saints that we know, they celebrate the 14th and the 15th. There's different answers you'll get, but many consider the 14th a holy convocation. Now, that wording says holy convocations are X. And then it says the 14th day is Yah's Passover. The 15th day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The first day is a holy convocation. You have to decide which day is he speaking of to be the first day. The 14th day or the 15th day, because it's only one of them. And then he says in the 7th day is a holy convocation. So all three of those dates are not holy convocations. So that cannot be a reason that one then embraces the 14th. If you see that only one of those two can be the holy convocation.
I don't see it.
You don't see it. Yes, sir. And that's fine. Okay, so therefore, repeating again. The first day is, the 14th day is the Passover.
Right.
Then he says, verse 6, the 15th day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So at that moment, you wouldn't know which is which at that point. That's not enough information yet. But then the verse 7, the first day you shall have a holy convocation. Now, you could take that to mean that he meant the 14th day by itself. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Pastor, I'm not trying to throw a monkey
No,
wrench in
no.
all of this,
Yes, ma'am.
but, could we, I don't wanna slow your momentum,
No.
I can ask afterwards. if
No,
you-
no, no.
So, what, we're not going by the namesake, January, February, March, we're going by first month, second,
Yes, ma'am.
third, okay?
Yes.
So, the first month is April, cause that is the new, huh? I mean,
A beat.
the fourth month.
And it will line, this year it's lining up in April. but it is subject to line up in March or April year to year.
Okay, question. So why does the Father's Day not set a precedence always on the same day, like this other foolishness that go on? It seems like it just stayed on that one day. How we go by the moon? What are we going by that tells us this is the first
This is the
month?
first
Moon.
The moon.
The new moon calendar,
Yeah.
which is a combination, it's a combination of the moon, the lunar and solar. But the new moon calendar, a 12-month calendar, that occasionally will then have to have a 13th month for the sake to compensate with the year, the 29 and 30, 29 and a half days is the average month. You put that in 12 months, there's gonna be some change with a year, because that'll be less than 365. So every so many years, you're gonna have to have a 13th month to compensate for there not being equal months to equal a year. So the new, again, 29 and a half days is the average month. 12 of those is gonna be less than 365. So because of that, that means that every so many years, you're gonna have enough left over to where you're gonna have to add a 13th month just to have those two, the lunar calendar and solar calendar, mesh. As far as the timing, it's going to be the Abib harvest. That's going to tell you when it's actually the right springtime moment. That's going to let you know also when you need to add, what year you need to add that 13th month. So we're at the end, tradition would have it at the end of the 12th month, they're looking to see, is this next month going to be the new year? Or is it not time for the new year? Because for them, they didn't have all of our technology. Much of what we say is including technology of knowing the 29 and a half days, and it's really 29 point this. They didn't have all of that. So we're giving you more or less a summary of it. For them, it was count 12 months and go look out in the fields.
So this goes back to
The
when we
original.
were actually in the fields and
Yes.
farming, because what type of wheat we grew.
The agricultural calendar, yes, the agricultural calendar
Okay.
told them exactly, this is, if the barley is ripe enough to a certain point,
Okay,
the next month, you'll consider the new year. If it's not ripe enough to a certain point, and this is after a 12-month count, you will add another month, and then the following month will be the new year. And that was their intentional, observation to make sure that they were staying on track. The Father just initially let them know that this is the first one coming out of Egypt, because they were coming out of captivity
Right.
and lost to know exactly where they were. From that point, somebody was, Manny, you count this and that for us. Somebody, you got your calendar. All right, this is month. The rest of them gonna be enjoying it, but you keeping up with this month to month to month. And when we get to 12, we out in the field, because the biggest thing is you have to wave the sheaves. So that's going to be a collection of barley, of grain. That's going, the omer of barley that you will be given to the high priest to wave for you on the day after Passover. So that's what you're going to the field to see. Is this ready to be a proper offering? If it's not ready to be a proper offering, we need another month for it to be a proper.
What I was thinking when she asked about, Christmas is always on the 25th and Easter's always certain. But but those people don't watch. And he says watch and pray. So I think that he always wants us to be watching and observing the times that we, not only the seasonal times, but the times that we live in. So with the feast days, it's always, you have to, each month you have to watch to see the new moon. And then when it's Passover time, you have to watch to see if it's a Abib yet, so you can have the feast days. I just think you tie that, and he just wants us to be observant, to watch, to pray, to always be on our, alert and on guard.
right.
And I think that's why, before I lose my thought, when you said, now, Pastor, when the sheaf offering was raised, is that the time that Yeshua ascended to his Father as the offering?
That's the offering. No.
It's not.
No, not that. There's a lot of connections that are made to his death, his burial, and all of this and that, and most of that does not line up as a consistent answer. They're more of nice sounding answers, but they actually don't line up when it comes to the 3 days and all this and that and the middle of the week. A lot of that, I'm like, but that just sound nice. They don't line up with, so I'm just saying, you would have to continue to make sure you follow along. But I'm gonna give you one more answer on that. Yes, sir.
And that just to Sister Joseph's point, like I said, it becomes very monotonous. If you just continue to do something year after year the same way. But the way, to stay aware and to stay focused and to stay connected.
Good morning.
Absolutely. That's a good point.
Good morning. It's great to see you all.
Pamela.
And this is just a point to answer. This is a point to answer to your question. The disciples went to the Messiah and said, I'm sorry, okay, go. Oh yeah, shame on help y'all.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, the disciples asked the Messiah, why do you speak in parables? Why do you speak? And I'm giving you the answer. Why do you not just make things simple? I mean, so everybody could just easily be of one accord. It's not fair.
Not February.
Which means he's saying it's for those who are interested and willing to earn their salvation. So it's not just, if he made it just too simple, we're still ignore it. We're still finding a reason to ignore it because our nature just don't want to do right. But he's saying this isn't even about just not wanting to do right. You gotta show me that you're interested. If I just give it to you simple as the weekly Sabbath, lined up, then you'll still find reasons to take it for granted and not give me your all. But instead, I'm gonna make this be something that you're gonna have to say, I want Passover. I wanna understand it, I wanna know it, I want him to know that I want his blood. And so you'll actually have to seek it a little bit more than it just be. So that's why it's like, unto you it is given to have this affection and desire for something that is not simplistic. Because for the world, it's just over and done away with. But even if you have interest, as you see, you gotta actually then try to make sure you understand it. You wanna do something, and can't just wanna do it. I got a desire to understand it and then wanna do it to get it right so that you can be in season. Why would you give me something that's for my good, but then tell me I gotta do it right just to be in season? I can't just show up. That's how much, what's the reward for this? To become what?
Kingdom fruit.
Kingdom fruit. First fruit. This ain't for everybody. For others say, you want to be a king and a priest in my kingdom? You're gonna show me some interest. You're gonna show me some interest, some time, some service. You're gonna ask some questions. You're gonna dig for this. I'm willing to give it to you. You're gonna show me that you want it. If I just lay it right out there, are you really deserving to become a king and a priest after just meeting me and I gave you all the breadcrumbs? Right. Is that really worthy of being a king and a priest? So again, and it's not that he's not against us. He wants more than robots to become his first fruits. Yes, sir.
And that term moedim, it means set apart.
Yes.
Meaning so the time is set apart, and so are his children set apart. So it's associated not just with the dates and times, but also you and I with the rest of the world. So he's setting us apart in numerous ways through his word and through as individuals.
It's a set apart nature to want something that they have eyes but can't see. They got ears but can't hear. So he wants this to be something greater than that, and you have to choose to make yourself greater than this, or you won't get it, or else you'll just be following blind, leading the blind, somebody just leads you anywhere. You have to have a personal investment in this. He wants you to seek him. Seek him. That's just it, because you can't get it from my understanding, but he can give you understanding and let you know if, as Shaul said, they went home and studied to see if the things that were said were so. That's it. So that meant Father got to decide, okay. So to Shane's question, the 3 days, again, the 14th is a date of occurrence. The 15th is a date of occurrence. And the end of the 7 days, the 7th day. So you have to, but he said holy convocations, and he only identifies 2 of those days. We know the last day, which is the 21st day, is a holy convocation. So no question there. The key is, which of the first two is the Holy Convocation? When he starts off, the 14th day is Passover. The 15th day is the feast. What is the feast? Feast is another wording which by definition would point to an assembly. So Passover wasn't identified as a feast. It just said the 14th day is Passover. But the 15th day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
So you saying that Passover is not a holy day?
The 14th is not a holy day.
Wow.
The 14th day is not a holy day. But when you really position it correctly, it is the biggest preparation day there could ever be. Because that's what it is. It is a preparation day. The Holy Convocation, I mean, hey, the 6th day. You're doing things in preparation for the Sabbath. But the 6th day is not holy. But yet, that is the day that's specific and set aside for you to make sure that you're ready to meet Yah in His commandment correctly on the weekly Sabbath, the same as Passover. So the whole thing is really, which again, Father didn't intentionally, He intentionally did this because if it's not going to mean everything to you, then He's all right with you doing it wrong. So you can say it's a trick. It's a trick situation for you just to go on out there and just do it, or go out there to understand it and gain it. Because it all does make sense as you go further and further along with the lesson. But just starting off right there, you can see the reasoning for confusion and whatever. Old Testament alone does not put you at the right, clear understanding for where you need to be on the 14th and 15th. Old Covenant alone does not give it. They were there. The Father was, He gave them the word and understanding. They weren't confused because He spoke to them, put them in place. For us to look in hindsight, if all we had was the Old Covenant, there would be ample understanding for reason of some disagreement. You add the New Covenant, the Old Covenant, there is, Yeshua came to do what? Amplify. There is no longer any, confusion. Yes.
The selection day, would that be, could you consider that a preparation day as well?
Yes, sir. A preparation day in the sense that the Passover season is not on the way. I mean, that's just it. So just as with man's holidays, you're off a week, you're off for 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year. So, you're getting into the season. That's what the selection day is. To basically say, starting up, and what is the date?
The 10th.
The selection day?
The 10th day.
Abib 10th. The Passover season is now underway. So now, whatever it is, all those things you were doing and whatever, you should now be definitely clearing your calendars and your mindset. You're going to need to have all 11 out your house. You need to be in the season to make sure. So He's not just telling you to just show up on the B15th at the meal and all things be ready. Great point. Abib 10th, let's start to get into the field. That's why we will start our consecration period on Abib 10th. To get our minds started to be thinking daily about His blood. It's not a small event. Yes, sir.
So you telling me
Yes. I am repeating several times. Yes, sir.
we celebrate
Yes.
Matzah 1
Yes,
and
sir.
not Pesach?
Technically, yes, but like I said, as we go further into
Right,
it,
okay.
you'll
That's-
see that
That's the technical.
you will get all of what you want to be in this.
Okay.
It's just about, like I said, if you
Wow.
take it, that's why I'm not against anybody who sees things differently, because depending on how your approach to this, confusion can be there. It can definitely be there depending on your approach. And I've let many know they'll say, well, let's keep on reading every Passover verse and figure out, the timing together, because they're more or less seeing the other way. And I'm like, I'm really not against that. However, till we get to the New Covenant, that's really gonna be where I would then, because I'll tell you, I do Passover from the New Covenant and go backwards to get to the timing. Going forward, we're not gonna gain nothing in this, and I'm not against you, but the New Covenant actually sets the specific time. Old Covenant gives you, it identifies the time, but that time, the interpretation of what it identifies can be where we are today. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not gonna stay on this too long, but you're saying that Passover is not a feast day?
Passover, a B14. See, think, Passover as a name is, what is the definition? If somebody say I observe, if I say that I observe Passover, what am I saying? What is that person saying? Somebody tell you, oh, I observe Passover, what are they telling you?
Jesus, the crucifixion, Jesus' death or something.
They recognize as that, but I mean, okay, that, you know, I'm celebrating Passover. You know what I'm just saying? Passover as a word can mean a lot of things. Passover as a word is a feast day. We're not there yet, but it is recognized in Scripture as identifying a feast day. Passover as a word is the day that he
Passover.
that he passed over. So it's the day that the death angel passed over. It is the day that the Messiah actually died on. Passover. It is also a preparation day. Passover as a word is also, somebody might mean, they could mean a B10, they could mean all in the season. If somebody say, oh yeah, I do Passover, they might be talking about a B10. You don't know by somebody saying Passover, because Passover has a wide range of meanings. Because one scripture will say the feast of Passover. Another one just says the 14th day is the Passover. Then you got the feast of unleavened bread. The short answer is the feast of Passover, when mentioned, equals the feast of unleavened bread. One and the same. But if somebody just says Passover, they may be talking about a B14. The feast of unleavened bread is what day? The 15th. So there's no ambiguity there. If somebody says the feast of Passover, they may, normally when we speak of the feast of Passover, we are talking about the feast of unleavened
Well,
bread.
because they did eat that lamb with unleavened bread.
Because that is where the two come together to be one on the 15th. So you can't move unleavened bread back to the 14th, but you can move the Passover event to a B15. That's how they are one. So that's what I'm saying. There's nothing about the unleavened bread on the 14th. Nothing whatsoever. Passover, as it relates to the 14th, the Messiah died, they killed the lambs. That is it. That's what happened on the 15th. The Messiah was slain, the lambs were slain, and it's considered a preparation day. That is the totality of the 14th. But the 15th is the feast of the lamb that was killed on the 14th. That's where you then, because that's what the 15th. It is.
Did the death angel come on the 15th?
Came on the 14th. So that was the other thing for the 14th. So again, like I said, as the scriptures go along, it clarifies, but you have to go along with it.
Oh,
Yes,
this probably has nothing to do, but now I can see why, to me, you wouldn't have Passover and then come back the next day for unleavened bread, simply because that lamb and the bread, they were eaten together, and they said after, anything shouldn't stay the morning.
correct.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
shall
you
remain.
come back-
Nothing shall remain.
Right, so if you go home and then come back, then you've left that lamb.
That you've left that event. That moment is over.
Yeah.
It's a one-time event. That's why I said Thanksgiving, you have your turkey, you have sandwiches all week. You can't have lamb all week from that same. You can't just keep that lamb going. That's a moment in time. Yes, sir.
So we're looking at the actual days then, because it said that the 14th day of even is that
It's
it?
Passover.
Right. So then the even, then you're moving into, at even, actually moving into then the 15th day.
Correct.
So there is the connection there with the actual day itself.
That's the correct understanding. It's not everybody's understanding. Because the 14th day and even, for
What is
one
it?
person is, you mean the
24
evening
hours.
beginning the 14th day?
Right.
And then another person is the evening ending the 14th. That's why I said, by itself, you can understand some interpretations of, and then, of course, what is it that's also the 14th day? Today's persons who are observing the 14th day, what are they really duplicating? What event?
Passover supper.
The Last Supper. That's what they're duplicating on that. They come together, they gather on the 14th, and what do as a part of their gathering? They do the cup and the bread, and they'll do their feet washing. That's Last Supper actions that they're doing. So what is that really telling you that they think? If they're doing that on a B14, what are they really telling you?
So Yehoshua, But saying Hosea was still alive at that time. If
Well, no, I'm saying today, for those who are observing it as that today, what are they really saying? Why would they do that today on the 14th? Those actions. Because they believe that those actions were done on the 14th in Scripture. Which means they believe that the Last Supper occurred on a B14. I mean, they aren't just arbitrarily just doing it to do it. They actually have been taught and believed and perceived that the Last Supper was an Abib 14 event. But and unfortunately though, when you really, it's fortunate for us. When was the Last Supper? What date was the Last Supper? Per Scripture. Not per teachings, but per Scripture. What actual calendar date?
Well, that was before he was taken from the garden.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like I said, they're doing this service on Abib 14. So they believe that Abib 14 was the Last Supper, and they're just duplicating what they believe was that occurred, by and large. But is that the correct date that the Last Supper happened?
is it right prior to when the
Abib 13.
right
is when the
prior
Last
to
Supper
the
occurred.
last day before.
When you go line upon line of Scripture. Which then, if nothing else, you just cut to the chase. So in that case, if you're doing what they did in Scripture, you should get together on the 13th. And then maybe do something else on the 14th, because if you're trying to duplicate the Last Supper, it didn't happen on the B14. It happened on the B13.
So Yeshua had the Last Supper with his disciples, but I've never thought of that as
And that's the right way to think of it. Nothing was sacred about it.
It was just a meal.
It was his
Yeah.
last
It was
meal.
his last meal.
And he had some conversations about
What was
what's to come, what's regular to come. Y'all, Passover's coming. I ain't gonna be there with y'all this time. So we're just having some final thoughts about this moment and what's to come for you all, because I won't be able to participate. So I want you to take some new things to add to that old meal. That meal where you was eating the lamb, that represented me. I want you to take this bread, and this is going to represent me this year.
Talk of the past.
Because you had the bread too. But the bread, what is the Old Testament? The bread of what?
Affliction.
The bread of affliction, the bread of haste. But now the bread has also got a third meaning. It's my body now. This is his last conversation with him and saying, when you all go to this, and you all will be my disciples to go out and teach all of Israel, add to the Scriptures this enhanced meaning. And now we have it codified to know that add my body is now a part of it. Add that the blood is now, that the wine is the drinking of my blood. So I'm just saying, he's increasing the old covenant meanings for them to bring into the world. And then when they're codified, now that's why I said you can't get the full take of Passover, old covenant alone. You gotta get it from Messiah. It was always about the Messiah.
Right.
Even when Moses and them was just slaying lambs. It was always about foretelling of a Messiah to come who would be slain just like he's gonna slay this lamb. He was giving them in the natural what would happen in the supernatural to come. This was just the first prototype. So again, it's as far as we've gone just with these Scriptures. The world is all over the place in their take and why. But there is one Scripture that really does also, because we say the evening. The evening could be beginning the 14th day, because you know it's the 14th day that he's saying. But he says at even. So is it evening beginning, evening ending? Look at Leviticus 23 and around verse 29. The Feast of Atonement. That one right there, Father didn't put this in there for nothing. Feast of Atonement, Leviticus 23 is around verse 29.
27.
27. Could you read through?
Yeah, well, 26 says, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, 27 goes, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yah. And you shall do no work in the same day, for it is a day of atonement to make an atonement for you before Yah your Elohim. Keep going.
Yes.
For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, ye shall be cut off among the people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, that the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work, it shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath.
And that's the verse that you apply to every holy convocation.
Unto even.
Because he chose, how did he start it off? Atonement is what day? The 10th day of the 7th month.
Correct.
The evening.
But he went on to make sure, well, how do you constitute a day, a holy convocation day? In this case, the 9th day, at even, from evening to evening. We already told you, the 10th day is the day. So the ending of the 9th day at evening is when this holy day begins, from evening to evening, which means a 24-hour period, which means every other date that I tell you that's a holy convocation for the other feasts, you go to its beginning of that number. So the 15th, if that's a B15th, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, then that means from the 14th day at evening, from evening to evening, will constitute that particular day. So therefore, when he says then, the 14th day is when they killed the Passover at evening. Well, if the Passover lamb is going to be a part of the 15th day feast, then that means that the lamb will be slain, if nothing else, near the end of the 14th, because the 15th day feast begins when the 14th day physically ends. And that's the connection of the two. So atonement is the only one that gives us to make sure that we understand what our 24-hour period is for a day. And you apply that to all of them. But Passover by itself, always remember, is not specifically a feast.
Wow.
It's an act. It's an action. It's an occurrence. It's an event. The biggest event that ever happened in the world. But the Father chose that event would be recognized in a feast. And that feast would be in the connecting day. Because when did Passover occur? When did the Passover literally occur?
Oh, you mean when the
Actually,
they
that-
took
At 3
that-
o'clock or something like that.
3 o'clock on a B14. 3 o'clock
Something like that.
on a B14. Yes, sir. Literally. You can only get that from the new covenant.
A B14, you said?
Yes. 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. on a B14. You can only get that from the Messiah's final moments. There's nothing you can get other than to say, I think, in the old covenant alone. Because they're saying the answer is between the evenings. Evening to evening. Evening can mean the new day starting. But what is also the evening? Deuteronomy 16. Let's go there. Deuteronomy 16.
Well, they're gonna be cause so you said Messiah died 14th at even.
14th at 3 p.m.
At the
Yes.
sunset.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So I guess a point there is in the Messiah, keep in mind that he had to be dead in order for the feast to take place. Because if you're eating his body and drinking his blood,
He said, I will be the lamb.
he is the lamb. So he had
And
to
the
be dead.
lamb is the meal of the 15th day Passover
Yeah,
feast.
And that's
That had to be dead.
why he
That's
could
the
not be
meal.
Passover.
He,
They're connected,
he
right?
could not be alive and present and be the entree.
Right.
He is the entree. I am the Lamb of Yah. I am. So therefore, if you are going to partake of the Passover, I am the main course, which means I must be sacrificed before that can happen. Could any of this be going on the high day?
On the 15th?
The sacrificing of the Messiah. Could it?
No, the actual sacrifice? No.
Because what did Joseph of Arimathea say to Tyler to wrong to the soldiers. I need to get this body
Knock it
down.
down, get it down, that's right.
Get it tucked away, because the high day is
It's
coming up.
coming, that's right.
I need to, all of this stuff gotta be done
For the Sabbath.
before the new day. And the new day is coming this evening. So
Just
this,
before the Feast of Unleavened
Feast
Bread.
of Unleavened Bread, yes. Just because all of this action we're talking about is happening on the B-14. This particular action, his death itself is a B-14. So that meant get him off the stake, get him into a tomb, and then head on back to what we're supposed to be doing, which is celebrating the Passover.
What day did they take him from the cross? What,
14th.
it was the 14th.
It was the 14th, the day that they took him down. Yes, ma'am. The 14th, and
Before sunset?
before,
Yes.
before,
Did they say the
before the new day.
Yeah,
the
before
new day.
sunset.
They say the hour that he, was the hour that
He
he,
hung on the cross from the 6th to the 9th hour.
The 6th to the 9th hour, which would be noon to 3.
That was my question.
that's, okay.
You
You
see
see
where
where
I
I was trying.
Well, I don't know, it might be something totally different.
Okay.
But the sun is at its highest at 12.
That's what, yes, ma'am.
And so when it starts descending, we can consider those hours the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
That's-
Yes,
yeah.
that is a definition of evening, is when the sun begins to descend.
That's, yeah, okay.
That is a definition, because we know that there's, the evening and the morning was the first day. That's a definition of evening. And one of the Strong's words is between the evenings is when he was slain.
Oh.
Between the evenings, which would be between the sun being at its highest peak and starting to descend, and the real evening that we know of the going into the new day. So that's what I said, by itself, you're all over the place, but you're getting there. The Messiah was slain at 3 p.m. That's the pinpoint of, okay, when he says on the 14th day, kill a lamb in the evening, that's what they meant in the old covenant. Exactly. Without Yeshua's death in that storyline, you're just near the answer of the 14th, darkness still around the evening, whatever. Now you know exactly.
How long does it take to roast, how long did it take them to roast that lamb?
And that's, there's conversation as to,
Because I can see
the
them
up
doing
to
it.
3 hours, the 3-hour ballpark and all that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the meal is that evening.
Right.
It's not saying that the meal gotta be as soon as the new day starts that evening.
No.
So no, I'm just saying, so therefore, all they knew was that they had to get them into the tomb. Getting them into the tomb is like
That's why the
getting
that's
a
why
lamb into the what?
the oven.
Into the oven. And then, so therefore,
And then-
at some time that night, which would still be the evening, because it's the
Right.
evening of the new day, you have the meal. And that's, so again, and then when that meal is over, that meal is over. There ain't no leftovers to it.
Sorry.
If there is leftovers, good to say you burn the leftovers, because it's a one-time event. It is the biggest event of all time. But the death itself, how it's celebrated, recognized, and memorialized, is in the feast of the death, not just the death act. The death act was just a moment because the Last Supper was the 13th. They taken him for 40 hours. He is in captive hands. From 40 hours from the moment he's taken till he actually dies on the stake. Because he's on the stake for how many hours? Till he dies. On the stake till he dies for how many hours?
It's 6.
6 hours.
6 hours.
They put him on the stake at the 9th hour.
Night, that's right. Night.
Not the 3rd hour. The 3rd hour, which is 9 a.m.
9 a.m., right.
At the 3rd hour is when he was actually put on the stake. So he's on the stake for 6 hours. He's on it at 9 a.m. At noon, darkness covers the land. 3 p.m., he's dead.
Give up the ghost.
At some time before the new day, they get him off the stake and they go ahead and then put him in a tomb before the new day. So that's how that day, runs itself through. But he was taken over 24 hours before that.
That was my question.
Because the world will still think and believe that he was taken, that the Last Supper, if that happened on a B-14, that he was taken on a B-14
right.
and died on a B-14. That would mean, we know that the Last Supper is an evening meal. So that would mean he's taken last night in the evening, and then by 3 p.m. today, he's dead. there's impossibility for that to line up with scripture. Mainly because of what scripture that just, there's what is it that's pointed out in scripture that occurs? There's two separate scriptures that speak of something similar, that says it's impossible for all this to happen on one day. It's a scripture, it's two scriptures, they're in John, that speaks of something related to a time aspect.
Well,
There's two events that occur.
We just said something about 40 hours.
40 hours, yes, okay, yeah, but that's just going through a bunch of, but there's two events that
he's
occur.
taking it from these different,
He's taking-
pilot and then someone else.
Judgment on them.
Yeah.
But that's more than running through the 40 hours,
Okay.
but it's two events that happen at the same time,
Oh,
which means what?
The betrayal.
the cock.
Well, no, it's two events that in scripture, you read the scripture, they say that this happened at this time. And then there's another scripture that say that this happened at the same time. Impossible. Which would have to mean
Okay.
noon is the time. What was it that, at what time did Pilate judge Yeshua? Well, no, but the final judgment, because he dealt with him, sent him off to Herod, he come back, and so judgment was made. The decree that he would die was made at what time? At noon, the 6th hour. So does this, John, all right, they want you dead, because Pilate was like, I don't see it, but they want you dead. Pilate makes a judgment that Yeshua will die at high noon. And that's scripture. What else happens at noon related to Yeshua and all of this?
When the darkness covers the
Darkness covers the earth, and what's going on when darkness covers the earth?
The great
But I mean, no. What's when Pilate decrees Yeshua to die? Where is Yeshua at that moment?
Getting on the
Oh,
tree.
he was dead.
He's right there together with him, standing in the hall of judgment, and he's making a decree. But we hear that at the 6th hour, Yeshua is on the stake, and darkness covers the land. So there's 2 6 hours. So therefore, Pilate judges Yeshua on this day to die, and on the next day at the 6th hour, Yeshua is on the stake. That's how you get your 40 hours, because then that means that the Last Supper had to even be before that, and you go into the night before that. So you know he's on a stake on the 14th, which means that the noon that Yeshua was judged is the 13th. And you go backwards to the Last Supper beginning, the evening beginning, the 13th.
Right.
That's when they're having a Last Supper, go into the Garden of Gethsemane that night. They take them probably around 11 p.m. or so. And the rest is the storyline. At sunrise, they're before the Sanhedrin, Caiaphas, and all that. Then they go to Pilate. Then they go to Herod. Then they go back to Pilate. And Pilate then judges them. This is all still the 13th.
Right.
Daytime.
Then he was-
It's noon.
then-
Okay, he'll die. We don't get another excerpt till it's the 3rd hour, and they're basically of the next day, and they're heading to the stake. He's been put on the stake. Well, we hear about him being there, taking the, carrying the stake and all that, but that's the next morning. So that means that Yeshua was judged and taken from that stake down to the hall of judgment, where they just beat him
Yeah.
and beat him all night long. He's already judged. I mean, they just ravaged him and beat him and just scourged him all night long. And then the body that could barely even be identified, they had him then take his stake and start to head up that mountain towards Golgotha's hill that next morning. So he was judged, he was taken, Last Supper in the evening of the 13th beginning, taken that night of the 13th around 11 p.m., taken to Annas and Caiaphas and back and forth before the Sanhedrin by morning, by sunrise, and then to Pilate, to Herod, back to Pilate, decreed for the death penalty, and then just left with the soldiers of Rome from noon on a B-13 till he's heading up Calvary with his stake the morning of Abib 14. Just beaten all night long. And that's when then he's put on a stake that at 9 a.m. Abib 14, darkness, noon on Abib 14, and then 3 p.m. Abib 14, he gives up the ghost. And then they get him off the stake before Abib 14 is over, because Abib 15, that's when they celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And what do you have for the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Lamb. So therefore, it wasn't like, nothing new was happening other than added meaning to what you had been doing in Scripture all this time. So they knew the timing, but we get the clarity of the timing from Yeshua's final moments to apply to what they understood. For them, Yeshua told. The Almighty spoke to them through, the logos to Moses, saying, this is this and this is that. They had understanding, but for us just reading it in the Old Covenant by itself, it's kind of, could it be this and could it be that? Once unless Scripture's allowed, you can't be in front of Pilate being judged at the 6th hour, and you can't be on a stake. Darkness covering the 6th hour, which means now there is no Last Supper that occurred on Abib 14. So those, back to our earlier thing, those who do the 14th day is the Last Supper. They're doing the Last Supper tenets. It's primarily because they don't have the understanding to recognize that Yeshua, the Last Supper didn't occur on the 14th in the New Testament. So therefore, they're doing something that's convoluted in a lot of ways. And that's how, Pastor, my father and them, that's how we started. We started with the normal, by and large, if you do Passover, you do the 14th and the 15th. The 14th, you do the tenets. The 15th, you come back, you have a meal. And you do whatever kind of meal you want. You're just having a feast.
What's the tenets?
The tenets, the bread and the cup.
Oh.
The kiddush. You're doing the kiddush and you're doing the feet washing. And you're doing whatever kind of meal you want. Instead of Scripture determining exactly what you do and how you keep Passover. Because Passover, like I said, you have to want it, and you got to be willing to let go of what some preachers have said. And some teaching has said, because it's not what the Scriptures say. Because you have to put it all together for it actually to then be what the Word is saying. The New Covenant contradicts. I've shared with some where it's how the Messiah's death and everything, how that lines up, that really dictates our timing. Well, that's not how we look at it. I mean, they've never left the Old Testament, the old teachings in old ways. I mean, it's like they can't hear what I'm saying, and that's fine. Like I said, if your heart is right, the Father got it from there anyway. But for those he has given an ear to hear, to whom much is given, he don't give it to us so we can just stay unknowing. Go to Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy 16 says one of the statements that we said. Deuteronomy 16:1, observe Abib, keep the Passover in the month of Abib. So therefore, that's how you know when the Passover is. It's in the month of Abib. So it's knowing when the month of Abib is, as we said, with the lunar calendar, the solar calendar, know when the new year begins. Verse 2, thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yah from the herd at the place which he shall choose. So Moses is telling them this is when you get into the promised land. That's what this is a foretelling of. You've been doing, we're doing Passover now. But when you get into the promised land, at the place which Yah shall choose, which there will be his own choosing of, he was going to have a place where he's going to place his name. The Holy Land, Jerusalem, all of that would become the place over time. Verse 3, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days you'll eat unleavened bread. Now, if you go back to the beginning, everything, what is it that you do for 7 days?
Eat unleavened bread.
You eat unleavened bread. And what is it that you don't do for 7 days?
Eat leavened bread.
You don't eat leavened bread. Okay, so you must eat, but the whole thing is, the original passage we read from Leviticus, how many days were we talking about?
7.
Well, no, I mean, that original passage we're talking about, when does it really
14.
begin? We're talking about 8 days in totality. But everything from this point is about 7 days. So so either you start on the 14th and you never get to the 21st, or you start on the 15th and you get to the 21st. So you have to be right about not including the 14th as a date for something that it's not. It's a preparation date for you going into these 7 days of this and 7 days of that. It's the bread of affliction, because it's about the bread at that time is about Egypt. It's only to the new covenant. It's the bread of affliction and the bread of haste in the old covenant. Once you get to the new covenant, then it's also the bread of Yeshua's body. That's when that's added. You came forth out of Egypt, remember. Verse 4. There shall be no leavened bread seen with you in all thy coasts for 7 days. Neither shall anything of the flesh which you sacrifice the first day of evening remain all night until the morning. So therefore, we see clearly that this lamb is a one-time event, a one-time moment, until morning. So therefore, we just made it clear that if nothing's to remain until the morning, then this is about something that's occurring that night, that evening, because he's saying when the morning comes, it's to be over with. So we know that if we're talking about a B14 at 3 p.m., does that work for, there should be, make sure that there's no lamb left in the morning? I'm just saying, if you're looking at a B14
At 3 p.m.
at 3 p.m., that's, because again, that's Passover,
No,
the
no,
event.
no.
And he's talking about make sure that there's nothing that remains until the morning. That's a lot of time period there.
No,
we're talking
yeah.
about. But when you're talking about good morning, when you're talking about a B15 though,
Right.
that's beginning that night.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the time that's connecting to the following morning. Good morning. That's the time period that's connecting to that following morning. So that's where we want to make sure that we do understand that the 14th is no more of a emphasis than what it should be when it comes down to it. So I mean, again, it's the whole study puts it all together. There's nothing around and all of that. But by itself, Leviticus 23 and Exodus 12, pieces of it could have you having some different interpretations on what some things mean. The Messiah says, I give you a man to understand the supernatural. What did he tell his disciples many times? These things I'm telling you, y'all won't really understand it. But when I'm gone, though. See, that's when y'all. So they could never get the full understanding of Passover, even while engaging Passover, until he was gone, because then, you know what? He was there.
That's what he
That lamb we was killing in the evening for the last couple of thousand years. And he died at 3 p.m. And he said, kill it in the evening between the suns, the going down in the sun. Oh, all of that was him. He just came and just gave us the final clarity to what we had been doing. And he had to do it because otherwise they would never know that he was the one. That's the only way that they could know that he was the one, was to make sure that he had to do everything. The lamb, how was the lamb killed? The Old Testament lamb, how are they instructed to kill the lamb?
Put the head and the leg still on it.
Total body. And what was not to be done?
So they weren't supposed to.
Don't break one bone.
Bone, right.
Which meant, I mean, hey, when they reading about the soldiers after they say he gave the ghost, and they're going to the body, well, can we have another ghost? Okay, look, y'all can have them. Go ahead and make sure they all dead, and then let them have it. So what do? They go to the first body, and what do they do?
Break the leg.
They break the
Break
legs.
the leg.
Now, we used to think till we really thought about it. That was just embellishing. What do they do after that? After they leave the first person, what does Scripture say they do?
They go to the next one.
They went to the second one. Okay, so what is it that we get as a picture in our head of Calvary?
Three people.
3 people. And where's the Messiah?
In the middle.
So what is it? So they broke the legs of the first one. So what are we then gauging ourselves to believe?
They skipped over.
That, okay, well, I'll be right back. And they go to the next one, and they break the legs of the second one. And then they come back. Okay. Okay, he already did, we ain't gotta do it. Or, when you really look at the difference in the meaning of a, what's the word, how did you describe the thieves? The thieves, and it was a malefactors,
Malefactor.
malefactors or something, it's, because it matters on the wording. The short of it all was, how many people are really on Calvary? Let's just go on to the end. How many people really, the picture should have had how many people in it?
4.
Five.
Oh, 5.
A thief, another criminal, the Messiah,
Yeah.
another criminal, and another thief. And then they went to the first one, broke the legs. Then they went to the next one, broke the legs. And then when they got to the Messiah, he's already dead. Instead of, okay, we're gonna break one over here, then we're gonna skip him. And we're gonna come over here and break one, and then we're gonna come back to him. And like I said, that's because Father just allowed that information to be there to be able to be seen, but you gotta dig for it. You won't, otherwise you just take the three-person picture and just say, it don't totally make sense that they would skip over him. I mean, to the Roman soldiers, he ain't all that, that they gonna skip him, because they ready to give up the body, but they're saying he need to make sure that he's dead. And that was their way of expediting the death
Yes.
by breaking the legs. But what the scripture already said, not a bone shall be broken. So everything about him, that's what Keith and them have to say. Bro, this is so huge. I mean, exactly how we've been doing it. And now he's told us just to add this extra flavor to the Passover. Now the bread is Yeshua's body also. Now when you drink of the cup, it's his blood. Humility, add the feet washing. That's what he taught them at the Last Supper,
Right.
so they could add to the festival that was already occurring and going on. Yes, Mr.
Could you explain to me why the flesh wasn't supposed to be sodden with water?
The flesh, why? He said,
When he was preparing it,
well, he said it was only to be roasted.
Right.
And so he said, no sodden with water, there's another part of that word, that phrasing. But if nothing else, he's given us, because he's going in the oven. In the tomb, he's going to that's our vision of it. He's baking in a tomb. So if nothing else, it was only to be what he knew would happen to him. He wasn't going to be just put in any pool or any, he knew that his body would be taken from that stake and locked in a tomb. So he told us what he wanted done with the lamb so that we could see. Because if nothing else, they've already been instructed. You kill that lamb and you roast it whole. He was killed and he was put in a tomb whole. So if nothing else, it would be only to just mirror what he said and have no other change, because, hey, you could do the lamb. Cut it up in 50 pieces, make some lamb chops, do all kind of stuff. Nope. This will simply match what's going to happen, and that's all it'll be. Because we can look back and say that just what he said, that's just what happened. And there is no changing in the storyline. Well, it's kind of like it. No, it's exactly like it. Everything lines up exactly as such. So we're going to, just a couple of questions, we'll close out. Yes, sir.
So what you saying to me today?
Shane has been enlightened
I have
today.
a revelation.
Shane's been enlightened today that
Can you just repeat that and clarify?
He's grown today. Abib 14 is the death of the Lamb, the death of the Messiah, but it is not a hybrid. Abib 14, which is when the Passover lamb was slain, is not a holy convocation. It's not a high day. It is a preparation day for the feast day that the lamb is then partaken of. And so that is extremely important because there's only 7 holy convocations listed in Leviticus 23. If Passover day, Abib 14, is to be considered a holy convocation, there's an issue with scripture. Because each of the 7 feast days are all identified, those dates, as a holy convocation. Abib 14 is a preparation day And the focus that's been given to it by the masses has diminished what's supposed to be done on the B-15. Because the B-15 to the world is a feast day. But what kind of feast day? If you've already done everything on the 14th, then what is the height of the 15th? You're coming together to just have a nice service and a nice meal. Because you've discarded all the meaning. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is to embrace the Passover. That is the meaning. But if you separated that out to a B-14, then a B-15 just becomes a feast day after a feast day. So I mean, hey, the first one gonna get all the hype. The second one, I mean, hey, we're just having another service, and that's how the meal has then come in to just be whatever you want. Passover is about what? Connecting to the moment. There's nothing that should be going on at Passover that it don't have to do with the scripture. Just like I said, even from the lamb being roasted the right way, everything about Passover he gave. There's 2 high days that were given in detail. Atonement, you do what? You afflict and eat nothing. That's the menu. Passover, what is the menu? Lamb, bitter herbs, and unleavened bread. They drink of the cup. Every other high day, flexible. You get a list. Again, it's you. The Father say you all can add in, but these 2, I took the time, and I am the law, and I change not. So therefore, even though the close, Yeshua is our Passover, does that mean that we no longer embrace the Passover as it was instructed to do? Again, what did they do after Yeshua's death? The moment that Yeshua died, what did they do for Passover that year?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
The moment that Yeshua died, that would be 14. What did they do for Passover for the Feast of Unleavened Bread that year? They did what they'd always done. Because, I mean, again, he just died. So the only people who even noted there is some additional information that need to get out to the masses is the disciples, those who were together with him at the Last Supper. So definitely nothing would have changed overnight. I mean, again, the word didn't even got out for nothing to say, the Messiah was really this Passover we've been doing, whatever. But then what does the Apostle Paul say? In Colossians 2. Therefore, keep the feast. What feast? What book are they studying? The scriptures. The scriptures. That's all they have. So what feast are they going to keep? The same feast that Moses kept, the same feast Hezekiah kept? Because there is. Therefore, keep the feast. So there is no change. So even though the Messiah has now come, he's given up the ghost, and we know that he is our lamb. Can we serve him by what we know or serve him by action? How do we serve him by action? By continuing to just follow his word. We can't. Okay, that's done away with now. We don't need to do this part. Yet if I'm a follower of the Messiah, I got to keep following the Messiah's word. I can't change it and follow him. I can't say, that's been spiritualized away. I can't do that and follow him, because then the next person can spiritualize the next part, and the next person the next part, and there's no word left. So in order to actually be a follower of the word, I got to simply just strive to follow the written word. And if it means something different to the Father, then bless his name. But me in the flesh, all I could do is what's written. That's all we can do. What we gain from it is now what changes. Because no man can gain the kingdom by following the letter of the law. But what does Revelation 22 and 14 say? Blessed are they that do his commandments, for they shall gain the kingdom. So that's the only way that I can gain the kingdom, is by striving to follow the law, and then his spirit will take care of the rest.
Yes.
I can't just say, I love you, and get in. I gotta do some stuff. But what am I do? I can't write it myself. I gotta do the law. Nothing has changed, not one jot or one tittle. And no wise is changed from the law, till all be fulfilled, and all is not been fulfilled. Bless his name. Let's stand up. Hallelujah. It's a good conversation, but it's a deep conversation that is not for everybody. Passover is not even close. The Sabbath, we know, it ain't for everybody. So now we're going deeper into a higher Sabbath. It's not for everybody, but it is for our good. Oh, is it fun? Because that's how we want to receive the blood. And we want the death angel to pass over us. To whom much is given, much is required. So therefore, if the Father has chosen you for understanding, let's say, Father, I want it. Make it all make sense, and always remember, the Messiah told his disciples, these things I tell you right now, y'all don't get it. It's not that we always will it'll just click, but he says, but when I'm gone, then you'll get it all the more. And so therefore, we can get it, even if it doesn't initially seem. So Shane had a good question, and let's keep him in prayer. It's working on his mind. Hey, if today was the first day that of all your time in the Word, you mean this Passover death day isn't, the same level of importance that, and we didn't take away the importance. We're just changing the emphasis to make sure that you give the 15th the importance the Father wants you to have. Your importance of the 14th is embedded in the 15th. And that's all we're doing. We're redirecting. So you ain't losing nothing. You're gaining more. Hallelujah. Heavenly Father, we say thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your time that you've allowed us, for Heavenly Father, to come and sup with you one more day. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your mercy. Just thank you for just being so good to us. Thank you for the smiles this morning. Thank you for the assembly. Thank you for the warmth. Thank you for a desire to just want to know more, and you choosing us. Unto us, oh Heavenly Father, it has been given to understand the mysteries of the kingdom. Hallelujah, Father. Thank you for choosing us. Who are we, oh Heavenly Father? Other than sinners. Sinners, oh Heavenly Father, rejected you, turned our back on you.
Hallelujah.
All the things that Rome and the Sanhedrin did, Father, how much better are we? But yet you still have a mind to work with us, to long suffering as said, and to keep the light on. Oh, hallelujah, Father. We thank you for this day. Grant us the increase of this service, Heavenly Father. Let your word go out, not come back void, but do what you've anointed it to do. We thank you, Father, for all those who assembled. Bless those who are invited, oh Heavenly Father. And may we, oh Heavenly Father, give you all the praise, the honor, and the glory today. In Yeshua's name we say, hallelujah! Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Wait, man. No, you got me. Good job.
Hey, son, look how big this boy is. I know. What's up, man? Look at you. Look at this boy. Santa, what they eating, huh? Look at this thing. That's what significant say floating around your road. That's what they
Increasing more, huh?
Oh, that got nothing to do with me. I'm just showing up. I'm just showing up for that one.
Please, Shane.
Oh, he listening. Oh, I ain't say nothing. Well, let me stop this. All right, we'll be right back. Shall I just keep it going?
I don't know which one, which one.
I think stop.
Break it up. Yeah.